Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, November the 18th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap-up. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And just a reminder, risk management. Never lose more on any one particular trade than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. So we'll go to the weekly charts, and right now we see the pound is 114 pips above the weekly open. It's also above the previous week's high. We're 195 pips off the low, make it 196, and 123 off the weekly high. And as you can see here on the dashboard, all of those weekly gaps have filled. And you can also see that we are above the opening range for the week and above the opening range for the month. Speaking of the month, you can see we're a green month. We are above the two previous months' highs. And we're off the monthly high by 124 pips. Continuing looking at monthly charts, you can see we've got two green months in a row right now. We're 1,621 pips below the yearly open, 1,546 above the yearly low, and 1,844 below the yearly high. And we almost hit the yearly midpoint at 120.53. We had an inside bar 2 days ago, and we had an outside bar yesterday. So we actually broke out of the inside bar from 2 days ago by about 9 pips, 8 or 9 pips. But you can see we're back in that inside bar range. So you inside bar traders, as you can see, lots of inside bar action coming up. Notice we broke above that monthly inside bar high from last month, as I mentioned earlier. Some reason we're on the dollar yen. I think I was talking about that last week, and I was kind of kicking myself because I had been short at the 150 or 151 area, and I should have just held on to that trade and ridden that puppy down. But that's a hairy hindsight. So we won't even think about that. Today, no big news today. Pound clocking in at 94 pips. And as you can see, we've got about 6 pairs with over 100 pips, with the Euro, New Zealand, leading the pack at 201 pips of range. Range being the current daily high minus the current daily low. Buy zone was pretty much a go from the Asian session here, and we've never had a buy zone trade since. Rats. The red rats are enjoying a feast here. Green rats really haven't had much of a chance. You can see prices kind of ranging today. Pivot, Bambino Flex indicator indicated to go long, trading above the pivot trading plan says the daily open above the pivot, so near the pivot was a long, and I'm trying to see where that daily pivot was. It's hard to see on the chart. I'll have to look at the next chart. Okay, looks like we just took out that pivot at 115.90. No, that's a missed pivot. We took out that pivot at 118.61. We missed the weekly pivot so far at 16.62. And we've already taken out the monthly pivot. In and out of that upper wick zone. Some nice wick zone trading there. And looking at the range, oh, only 319 this week. That's only in the 16th percentile. So possibly next week might be a little bit bigger. So we might want to play the weekly highs and lows. High minus previous high, 174 pip to the upside. We did not break out at a downside. Okay, high minus close for you rats, 123 for the red rats and 196 for the green rats. Okay, you buy zone on the weekly traders or a weekly crossover. High minus open 237, open minus low 82. So anybody trading those two methods, you can see it definitely paid off. And we're coming up to the top of the hour, so this should be some interesting. And here we are right at the top of the hour. Let's see which way price breaks. And it looks like we teased to the upside. Looks like we want to test that 1900 again. And let's see, we have a 5-minute lower high here at 1898 on the M5 charts. Over at M1, we got a lower high of 1905. With the highest low being 1925, which is also psychological. And you can see here, taking that trade to the south would have paid off nicely the second time and even the first time. So it's just a matter of picking a method, being consistent, and taking money off the table when the opportunity presents itself. And that's something that's, that's a challenge for traders, taking money off, because we have a tendency to remember when we take a trade off that price kept going in our direction and we really beat ourselves up. I know I do that to myself a lot. It's just one of those things that, as humans we do. And it's something that needs to be overcome. You just have to, think from the positives. Hey, you know what? I have more now than when I entered the trade. So if you can say that after a trade, doesn't matter how many pips you took. It really doesn't. Because what will happen is, if you let that get a hold of you, then the next time when you could have taken that trade, you won't take the trade and you're going to regret it, because you won't take the pips off the trade and you will wind up regretting it. Okay, we got a 3-ball at the bottom here setting up, and let's see if we can break out. We're going to have a new lower high at 1903, so we'll see if this candle closes, and then if we can get a bullish candle the next time, then possibly we can take a long trade here. So we'll just sit here and watch what price does coming off of that 3-ball. And there you see it. It just put in we got a lower high right now at the 04 level. Looks like a turn trade. So we'll see what happens from here. If price goes up. Now remember, I had mentioned earlier about that wick zone. So there is a possibility that price might come up, test that wick zone and get bounced, or might go into it. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. That's really all we can do. And okay, we're getting movement to the upside here. See if price wants to come back up. trading with Walmart earlier, and he thinks price wants to go back to 1.20. We'll just have to wait and see if he's right on that. Now, if you look left, if you had taken this trade, you can see you're up 3 pips from that lowest high. If you got in somewhere around here, let's just say you got in a pip late, you're up a couple of pips. And then you look to the left, and what do you see? You see a bunch of wicks. So that would have been a good opportunity to take your money off the table. Now, if the price turns around and keeps going up, you might want to kick yourself. But you know what? If you do that, then you're just going to fall into that trap that we were just talking about. So you don't want to do that. So you can see here price got in those wicks and then it just reversed. See, what you really want to see is price coming all the way up and then breaking. That might be a key to stay in. But as Walmart would call it, this area here, this is like a trouble area. You can see here it pushed down and it's pushing down once again. Now, of course, it could turn around and go back up. We just never know. And if you're wondering what these red and blue dashed lines, you can see the blue are the support lines coming off of the 1 balls, 2 balls, and 3 balls, and the reds are the resistance. So you can see right there, it's breaking through some support lines. And we just watch and wait. And you can see here, if you wanted to, there was an opportunity possibly to get back into that trade, taking that lower high, even though you'd be trading against the candle color, which is something that we really don't recommend. But once you learn how to read price action and you see things repeat themselves, which a lot of times when price comes up, it'll come back down, and because of this imbalance between here and here, it'll like to fill that imbalance and then continue to the upside. That's one of the things that when we were playing with order blocks and imbalances last year, that's one of the things we picked up. Those order block traders, if you want to believe in that construct, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Fact of the matter is you can definitely make money trading it, but it's more on you as a trader, and setting up. Do you place your bets, or do you just try and grab a few pips when you can? That's up to you. So you can see here now price just put in a new 1 ball. And will price continue? We just have to wait and see. 2 ball. And then it pulled back right at that 10 line. So if I had known Walmart, he would have probably been sitting there and would have had his exit right there at the 10 line. So it hit 10.2 and you saw just how fast it pulled back. In a blink of an eye. So that's just one of the, just one way of looking at things. And real quickly, November, we've got a range of 883. And we still haven't pushed the year to date accumulated range. We're still at 3390. So, fellow traders, I hope some of that helps. And I hope you have a fun and safe weekend. We got Turkey Day coming up next week here in America. I know most of the world doesn't celebrate Turkey Day. But I hope you have a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back to your trading platform, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.